supposed to give you kind of kick-off for the very intensive day, so I'll be really brief, and I will not give you a lecture, I will just pose you some questions. I'm not an artist, I'm an IT specialist, I work here at the university as a chancellor, but above that, I'm active in the feminist movement in Poland, and I came to talk to you about the independence in the context of women's rights. How women became independent back in the history, and ask you a question if we are independent as women, and also as men, as human beings. The history of women's movement is much longer than the history of the history of 100 years. First, women fighting for rights were known in medieval ages when they were trying to enter universities and study, usually being dressed like men, because otherwise they won't be allowed to participate in the education system. Women had no right to possess money, land, etc. They were usually victims of many forms of oppression. Had no access to education, sometimes very often. They didn't have, and still in some countries they don't have the right to decide about their future, like whom they will marry and when they will have the marriage. But as we are talking about the recent history, two trends became parallel. Women's empowerment and women's getting voting right, and independence of countries of mainly Europe. So in Poland, independence was gained 100 years ago, and women got or fought for their voting right also 100 years ago. In Ukraine, women got the voting rights in 1970. Not full, but nearly at the same moment. What does it matter? Was it a big change that they could vote? Yes, to some extent yes, because if they could vote, they also could be elected. And when they were elected, they started to fight for more rights for women. We live in the 21st century. There is no logical explanation of women not having the same rights as other human beings or men. We have same possibilities, same capabilities, same intellectual abilities. Some of us are weaker, though some men are weaker than we are. Some of us are smarter, some of them might be smarter as well. But we are equal. And still, equality on the level of rights was, first of all, not given to granted, and secondly, is still not universal. Yes, here in Central and Eastern European countries, women have right to vote, we can access universities, we can own land, house, we can more or less decide who will marry, but there is another battlefield. This battlefield is called our body. And the question is, are we really independent? Can we decide upon our body every time, in every moment of our life? Are we to be controlled? Are we controlled by society, which tells us how to be dressed? Are we to be controlled by society, who tells us how to behave, how to act? Are we to be controlled by society, who is telling us if we can or have, and when have children? Reproductive rights of women are a constant battlefield in the majority of countries. It's not a battle between men and women. It's a battle between two systems. For example, they're also told how to behave, how to dress, how to or not to take care about their kids, how to act as a man. And being for 100 years an independent state for 100 years, with your all life experience living in countries that are referring to democracy as a main value, you can see inequalities in everyday life, especially on the basis of human body. And the questions I have to you, because you are artists and you are from this side, who are thinking more creatively. is, are we getting forward for more chances, more equality, and more independence in decision-making process about our own environment and our own body, or there is a backlash? Are we going back to the era when there was someone to decide more and more on us? In voting rights are a fascinating issue because women fought for this for 20, 30 years. This history of the region here is quite interesting, as in the majority of countries that were gaining independence in around 100 years ago, women's rights went parallelly with independence of the states. So Ukraine, Hungary, Czech Republic, Lithuania, etc., especially countries from the Soviet Union, have nearly the same time women equality and, well, this Soviet Union is controversial, but the other form of independence. But in the Western countries, the countries that, from our perspective, we used to look as the example of democracy, it was not that successful. Can you imagine that in Switzerland, women got their voting rights in 1976? And in France, the place known from democracy that refers to liberté, fraternité, égalité, so freedom, equality, and equality. Okay, women got their voting right after Second World War. Why? No logical explanation. The only one explanation was that when there was a wave of independence, it was easier. And on the other hand, women during the war for independence were part of the battle, part of the war. In Poland, they were very active in conspiracy, they were active in resistance movement, they fought for this. That, therefore, the authorities knew that independence was because of the involvement of women, and not giving them equal rights. Voting right, of course, because body is different. Not giving them the equal rights would cause internal problems. And because they worked together, they knew that women, there is no other way around, that women will not have the power they deserve and they fought for. That's why we're a bit more successful. But this independence throughout history was very, very often questioned, and it's still very often questioned. Those of you who are strong enough to enter some right-wing radical pages, for example, you will see hundreds of comments that are very abusive towards women. If you look through the internet, you would find many forms of oppression and discrimination directing women. Why? Because our independence is quite new. Our threat as a woman is quite new. Just like in Poland, nearly 100 years, like in France, 70-something, 70-something, but still questioned. Because we have the right to vote. We have the right to be elected. We have the right to decide about our work, about future curriculum of education, but in many countries, our ability to decide if, when, and with whom we want to have children is questioned. So if a person is not able to make a decision about his or her own body, will never be treated equally. So is this independence? Is this a real independence of human beings? Or we are talking about half independence for 100 years, and the other independence of half of society is still being fought every day on every battlefield, starting with kindergarten, ending at cemetery. Thank you.